2026 Evergreen State Kit is here, celebrating soccer throughout Washington State. Featuring a bright green base with dark and light blue accents on the shoulders and sleeve cuffs, the kit will be paired with light blue shorts and socks. Inspired by the club's Forever Green and For Evergreen motto, the Evergreen State Kit embodies the spirit, texture, and landscapes of the Pacific Northwest. Continuing the club's long and proud tradition of Northwest inspiration, the Evergreen State Kit includes 52 sparks for the 52 mini pitches built in communities across Washington by the Ray Foundation. The lower corner is emblazoned with the Evergreen State in reference to Washington's historical nickname. Order yours today at lobbingscorchers.com/kit. That's lobbingscorchers.com/KIT. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your post-match live for match day 5 in MLS. The Seattle Sounders just took a little trip to Allianz Field to battle Minnesota United, and it's a 0-0 draw. In the press conference, it looks like it's actually about to get started shortly. I see Kevin on my screen, so we're going to be firing that up in just a few minutes here. And then we're going to be reacting to the result, taking some calls. And yeah, I don't know if you guys even want to call in after that game. It was not the greatest game that I've ever seen, but we react to all of them regardless of the result. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the presser to get going here. They're talking in my ear, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that. Okay, it looks like we are still a few minutes out, so we'll see what players they bring in, and we will hear from Schmetzer as well in just a couple of minutes. I think Ari will take more calls than the Sounders took shots. Probably. Yeah. And I guess we can start there while we wait for this presser to get going, which is that, you know, I was not necessarily expecting the most exciting game of all time today. The squad is running on admittedly not a lot of fuel. They're rotating. They've got bigger fish to fry right now with CONCACAF Champions Cup. So, you know, Noah and I talked when we were previewing this about the possibility of get back, and he was saying he really felt like the squad would be juiced for this game. I was saying that I would agree if it was under normal circumstances, but with the rotation in the fuel tank being what it is, I could see it being more of a slog. And I do think it ended up being more of a slog. There were chances in this game. I thought Georgie created 2 of them in the first half. He had the one where it was a little cutback to Christian. Christian's shot at the top of the area, went off the bar, right? And then I think he had one more chance in the first half. And then in the second half, he had a shot that was technically on target. So that was something. I thought let's go through the positives, I guess. I thought Petkovic was dishing some dimes. That was good. Yeah, Georgie, couple chances. Jordan Morris played soccer, so that was good to see. He didn't really get a chance to do all that much, but it was good to see him out there running around. I liked that. I would say the biggest negative from this game is there was another center back injury, which is exactly, of course, what this team needs right now is another center back injury. Alex Roldan goes out of the game within the first 20 minutes or so. It looks like he was pointing at his hip or his thigh or something. So we'll see. Well, I'm sure Schmetzer will get asked about it. We'll see what the severity is there. But honestly, him early subbing at all is, I mean, that's not good. That's not what you want. So shout out to Jackson Reagan, I guess, for, coming into the office on his day off. It's supposed to be his day off. I saw the lineup and I was like, oh, okay. They're actually rotating Jackson out. They don't usually do that. The Tino Alex CB duo. I like that. Give Jackson a break. His break lasted all of 20 minutes before he had to go into the game. And he's playing incredible right now. Honestly, I think if we're shouting out anybody after that, I guess it would be the defense. And Jackson was a huge part of that once again. So we'll see what happens with Alex. He did try and stay in the game initially. So I was hopeful that maybe that was an indicator that him subbing off was more precautionary than anything. They need him for the CCC series, obviously. So I'm hoping right now that was the case. But oh, okay, we got Noah tapping in. What up, man? It looks like you're outside. It's a beautiful day out there. I'm in here streaming, and you're out there in nature. What's up, man? What'd you think? 0-0 at Minnesota. Riveting stuff.
Yeah, I literally had to take a walk because I was like, I can't. I need to walk off what I just watched. An incredible haram ball performance by Minnesota United, going back to, frankly, what they've always been the best at, which
I
is,
was getting
as I almost
PTSD.
get hit by a car right here. Don't worry, guys.
I was
Live
getting
on stream.
PTSD in the first half. I was like, "There's no way this is, and there's no way they're pulling this back out again." And they were talking about it on the broadcast, and they were like, "Well, if you think about it, they just got slammed on 6-0 in Vancouver. So in response to that, you really have to just go back to full on Ramseying it. I guess that
Well,
like
it's so funny because
I,
right then, when James comes on, they're like, "Oh no, actually, we're gonna just play beautiful attacking football again." So just play like that then. Like, just play like that. I don't understand.
yeah, I thought Hamas he generated two big chances. I thought he
He
actually looked.
generated two big chances. I mean, I will say he's not as good as Snyder Brunel, like in any
Who
measurable
is
category.
who is
But
though?
like, what are you gonna do? Like James Rodriguez, I jokingly posted, and this was my fault for making a joke on Blue Sky. I jokingly posted, "Who's this James guy?" And people were like, "This is a Colombian international legend." I'm like, "Bro, I know who he is, guys. I know who he is, guys. It's a bit. It's a bit." Also, does my mic sound good or does it sound bad?
I think it actually sounds good. I was gonna say,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, sick. Okay, word.
yeah. No, I mean that was unfortunate to see. I thought the whole thing with Minnesota was that their new coach was going to kind of try and keep the foundations of Ramsey ball, the counter and set piece, but maybe try and play with the ball a little more. I think at one point in the first half, the possession split was 80-20. And that's when I was like, okay, even Rick Ramsey had it 70-30. Like, come on, 80-20.
Even Rick Ramsey had the respect of the game to at least try a couple of times. When I saw that, I saw the back five lineup pop up on Apple TV, and I said,
Yeah.
"Here we go again. Here we go again." It's just embarrassing. And I had a lot of Minnesota United fans who keep coming in my comments all the time. They're like, "No, you're obsessed with Minnesota United. You're obsessed with Minnesota." Yeah, fuck.
You
Maybe I
are.
am.
Yeah.
Maybe I am.
Not
But you
wrong.
know what? Maybe I'm the one out here trying to save your club. Maybe you should be thanking me. Because
That is
like I'm
that's
out here trying to protect football.
they're gonna be yucking it up over that. That's fine. That is not a good result for them. So I'm just gonna throw that out there.
No.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna crash out over it. I'm zen. I'm achieving nirvana. I'm gonna rise above the tiltedness that I felt watching that
Look
at
at this.
times.
Look at this beautiful
It's
flower. Look at this,
look at
guys. You could
it's a
literally.
beautiful day outside. There's flowers blooming, and I'm not going to let the tactics of Minnesota United ruin my day to day like they did multiple times
No.
last year. I'm going to rise above it. If they want to play like
Correct.
that at home, that is their prerogative. That's not how I would. That's not how I personally would want my team to play at home. I would want my team to have the ball a little bit more. I would want them to be a little more proactive. I think in the second half, I was proud of them. They brought Hamas on and they got a couple of good chances. There's a little bit of footy played, so maybe that was a sign of progress. And
Yeah.
we're just gonna let them have their 0-0 home draw and keep it pushing. Bigger fish to fry. CONCACAF Champions Cup is coming up. It's a road point, so
Yeah.
that's my cope.
This
That's my
is
rationalization.
frankly this is frankly a good result. Like, all things considered, you have Minnesota, who's been like, they just got absolutely dumpster beat. They like got taken behind the dumpster, beat up, kicked, thrown, embarrassed, and we have to go there shorthanded, play them, and we didn't get embarrassed. Like, usually that wrath comes back out. They didn't even have that. So honestly, all things considered, like you're saying, I can cope and rationalize. This is my cope and rationalization, but like, dude,
If they
nil
had if
nil,
yeah,
another clean sheet, 1 point. Fuck it, let's go.
if they
MLS is
had
hard to play on the road. We've been playing on the road.
if they had 1-1 or 2-2 this, I would be sitting here saying that it was a good result. And I think it just doesn't feel like that because of 0-0, especially one where it's a team that's mostly kind of sitting back and letting you have the ball, and you feel like you should have got at least one or two. That is frustrating. But it's not technically, this is good cope. It's not technically a different result points wise or standings wise than it would have been if it had been a draw where they scored one or two. Right. So
Yeah.
that's it's a road point, I guess, is a road point, which I feel like people do say that is cope when it's a team that you feel like you should beat. So I recognize that it most definitely is. But it is also, the team is 3-1-1 in league play to start the season while also playing in CCC. They won their CCC series 5-1 on aggregate. So all things considered, not the worst place to be. It would have been if they had found a way to lose this at the end, say they score that Hamas chance or whatever, then I would probably be more towards the crash out end of the spectrum. But they did end up getting out of there with, like you said, another clean sheet and a road point. They're doing well on the table right now. CCC is more important anyway. So that's how I'm trying to
rise They rotated, and the rotation looked good. Petkovic looked incredible. Honestly, Ari, I have to give it to the brigade. Rusnak did not have another good game.
The brigade is cooking right now.
The brigade,
we are on
unfortunately,
record.
I've got to be honest with you. The brigade is actually on fire right now.
This is a big few weeks for them. They're loving it.
I thought this was one of Albert's worst matches in the last, I don't know, 2 years. He just looked off. I think
he's looked off the last couple weeks. The brigade's going to try and tell you this is how he always plays. I don't think that is true.
Yeah. I think when we're agreeing with the brigade, it was bad.
I mean, his last 2-3 games have not been his best, but this is still a guy that has had a ton of goal contributions for this club. He's had a lot of good games too. I'm not going to disavow anyone for one lull in form, but anyway, we just said the brigade's cooking. All right. So
no, they're cooking.
That's out of the way.
You know who else is cooking? Petkovic. Listen, I personally, I am a big fan of Pet Biel. I like Charlotte. I like their club. What was their team doing? How were they not playing this guy? He looks insane, and they're like, yeah, how about you just go sit on Crown Legacy?
So usually when you have a player that has as much pedigree and was bought for as much money as he was, and then he never breaks into the rotation, and then they loan him out like this, I feel like in that situation it's usually because their all-around game they're not happy with where the all-around game is,
Sure.
So
but he was he was attacking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I don't get it.
That's what I'm saying. I think he might have fallen out of favor with them because he was. No, I'm just speculating here, but
sure.
Their coaching staff might have been like, oh, this. Oh, wait.
Sorry, guys, stop it. Oh, presser.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just fill time here while Ari continues to listen to what the presser is saying, because it's hard to, guys, when you don't understand, we're like live masters here. When we put the headphones in and you can hear the presser, them yapping, it's hard to.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. But it sounds like they're gonna get the guys in there in a couple minutes here. So we'll have the pressers starting shortly.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I imagine that he fell out of favor at Charlotte FC for those types of reasons. And part of the deal with him coming here was they were like, you need to lock in on that stuff maybe. And so he's taken that's a nice flower. He's taken that to heart so far. But I agree. I thought if we're doing positives and negatives, I thought Petkovic was a positive again. And he's positive. I think we can say he's been a positive so far this season.
Correct.
I certainly, I've been talking a lot about how I was trying to. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Thank you both very much for your time. We appreciate it. We're going to get going here right to questions. Reminder for media, if you have a question for either Andrew or Kalani, please go ahead and hit that raise hand function button for us. We're going to start with Jeremiah O'Shan. Jeremiah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Andrew, this team has now posted shutouts, I believe, in 5 of 7 games overall. It seems like something's working defensively. What would you say that is?
I think the biggest thing is that we have played with the desire to bail each other out when there are individual mistakes during a game. Because no game is going to be perfect defensively, but the effort that all 11 guys on the field have put in to bail other people out in a moment where something goes wrong has been awesome, and that's put us in a good position to make plays and keep clean sheets. And keep a clean sheet, you guarantee the point. So as much as we would like more today, walking away with something is
Chat, say hi. They're Lobbing Scorchers fans.
to that point. I think that you can see it.
Oh, what's up, dude? What's up?
Covering and Jackson backpedaling on the one that I came out and misjudged, and it's things like that which if they go wrong, they could go really wrong. But the hustle gives us a point.
All right, next question will go over to Jada Evans. Jada, go ahead and ask your question, please.
Thanks. Yeah, Andrew, I wanted to ask a little bit more about that one. So it was a misjudge, and but yeah, can you kind of go through what you were thinking that you might be able to do on that one?
Yeah, I mean, it was the field, despite it being cold, kind of dried out, so it plugged more than I thought it was going to. And then kind of skipping through and warm up a bit more. And so, I thought that Kiang had a yard on our centre backs, and I thought that he's going to be all the way through on goal if I hadn't come out, but probably should just definitely should have held it and back myself to make a save. But like I said, people were recovering. He didn't get an easy look, and so no harm, no foul to get on the line from without conceding a goal.
And then Kalani, can you kind of talk a little bit just about what you guys were facing? And I know you're more so in the defensive end, but still, the struggles that you guys were kind of having in the attack and breaking their line.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious. They came to kind of park the bus and sit back, and they've been doing that to us for the past year. So it wasn't necessarily anything new for us, but it was a very, I mean, the way they do it, it's very effective. They just kind of bunker in and defend, and they're a good counterattack team. So as soon as one of us makes a mistake and a big touch or we lose the ball, they're all ready to go forward. And so I think that our active defending was good today, and I think that was part of the reason why we did get a point, but it could have been a little bit better. And then in terms of the attacking side of it, I think it's really hard when teams really bunker in like that, and we almost have too much time on the ball sometimes, and we have a lot of players who are good at getting in behind, and we're good at those speed ups when it goes through to either a 9 or a 10 and then back in, and then Christian or Nico or Snyder, whoever's underneath, is able to play a through ball, and we weren't really able to do that much because we didn't have as much space in behind, and we were facing them on their own 18. So it just made it really hard because the gaps were really small. There was a lot of tight spaces in there, and once it did get close to their box, they stepped really hard. So, I mean, if they were playing for a tie, then they did very well. But yeah, I think we can be a little bit better in that attacking third.
All right, reminder to media, if you have any first-time questions, go ahead and hit that raise hand function button for us. Otherwise, we'll keep things pretty tight today. Jeremiah, I see your follow-up. Go ahead and ask, please.
Yeah, Kalani, it seems like you guys have just been, much tighter defensively on the road this year. Has that been a particular focus, especially on the road, or has there been sort of more of a focus on just, maybe not being as expansive early on in the season where you guys have all these road games stacked up?
I mean, I think to what Andrew said, I think there's a very good defensive mentality within our group right now. And last year we were really good we kind of embraced that next man up idea. And I think this year in the beginning of the year, we're also kind of feeling that, especially with all these road games and all these games within 3 or 4 days of each other. People you saw it today, Alex goes down. Jackson was supposed to rest most of the game today, but Alex goes down. Jackson has to come in. Tino's in there. I'm in there. We've rotated the back line a good amount. And so I think just defensively, like Andrew said, we're all working for each other. And we know that as soon as one person goes down, the next person's going to step up and do his best job, whether it's goal line clearances, whether it's the one that Andrew talked about, or whether it's just closing down the little lines and making them go backwards. And I think that's what we've been really good at. We've been really good at staying tight, staying close together, not letting the gaps fill up. And then when we do get broken, somebody is recovering for whoever got beat, however that is. And as defenders, like our job is is just to defend. And we were playing some against some of the best forwards and wingers and strikers in the league, sometimes in the world. And so we're going to get beat. Like, we know that. We all know that we're going to get beat at times, but it's not that's not what's really important. It's important is who's gonna recover and do the work for the person that does get beat.
All right, next question will go to Kasim Ali. Kasim, go ahead, please.
Hey guys, so Kalani, like you said, you guys have had a lot of games, a lot of fixture congestion. You get a bit of a break here from games. What's kind of your guys' priority in making the best use of that time?
I mean, I think we're all tired. It's been a long stretch. So for all of us, it's just to relax a little bit. I don't think it's anything too crazy. We know this comes with a job, so we get a couple days off to recover, regroup, get in a good mental space, and then we'll be ready to go, get back at it.
All right, Jada, back to you, please, for your follow-up.
Thanks. Andrew, you've talked before about liking a hostile crowd. They got on you from the first touch, it seemed. Can you talk a little bit about that aspect in the environment for you?
I mean, I enjoy it. Let's let them boo, let them heckle however they want to heckle. In moments like that, it's always fun to think that at the end of the day that's watch us play soccer. So whatever's said is not really going to get too far into my skin.
All right, Jeremiah, are you good, or do you have one more follow-up?
I may as well ask Andrew. Did you get any creative insults out there?
No, they lacked creativity. Honestly, it was a lot of not a lot of fans of my mustache apparently. Yeah, that was about it. Honestly, I think it was just that on repeat, and then a bunch of boos, which I've heard worse.
Okay.
Guys, thank you both very much for your time. We'll leave it there. Safe travels home.
Cheers.
We're gonna reset the deck.
How are you not a fan of a mustache? Their heckling was really not creative at all.
I didn't really hear much of it. I just heard him getting booed a lot. Okay, I'm gonna make sure that's muted. Sorry, I keep getting.
You're good, dude. It's so hard, but this is what I encounter every time I'm like running the post game press.
Yeah.
Like, you literally can't hear yourself think because it's just like iPad fully into your headphones. But guys, that was really funny. I was just walking and I got stopped by two kids in the car, and one of them is a U16 for the Sounders Academy, and he was like, "Bro, are you lobbing Scorchers?" So that was a whole funny thing. Anyway, hi Brian.
Questions, as long as it's okay with you.
Sure.
Okay, Jeremiah, why don't you lead us off?
So I know you talked a lot about getting back to sort of defensive principles this year. I think that's 5 shutouts in 7 games. I have to imagine that as much as you wanted to win this one, you take some pride in just keeping a 0.
Sure. I mean, winning on the road starts with getting a clean sheet, keeping a clean sheet, being good defensively. So we had that half of the equation correct. So points a point. We're not going to complain about it, but certainly we wish we would have been a little bit more goal dangerous on the other side of the field.
All right, Jada, over to you, please.
Thanks. I have a 2-parter for you, Brian. First is Alex. Do you so far think that that's going to be anything long term?
Nope. He just got a hip pointer, and so he should be fine. But we'll assess him when we're back in Seattle. But it's not like a pulled muscle, pulled groin, nothing like that.
And then, as far as like you said on the attacking side of the ball, I mean, they definitely again parked the bus on y'all. Are you seeing at least a little bit of maybe an improvement in the way that your team is trying to break through when that does happen to you, or is that still something that you guys need to work on to break that?
Well, it wasn't for a lack of effort. I'll start with that. And Jada, it's just small little moments in games like this. And, we put a lot of emphasis on the defending of set pieces. And I think I got to do do a little bit more work on the attacking set pieces, because in games like this, you can have one set piece that kind of unlocks something for you. That's obviously how they play. They park the bus and they wait for long throw-ins and set pieces, and it does put pressure on other teams. So, I'm gonna take a look at some of the attacking set pieces that we do, and then secondarily, the fine margins in the sport. So in the first half, Nicola plays an excellent ball to Georgie. Georgie plays the ball across the middle, and Calendar gets his hand on the ball, just before Osaze gets there. Now, you could say that's a great save, or you could say maybe Osaze should have ran to the near post for the tap in. That was probably our best chance in the first half. Then in the second half, I thought we got the ball into the prime assist zone a few times, but the final delivery wasn't good. I thought we could we needed more shots from distance. Sometimes when a team is backed up like that, if you start shooting from a little bit further out, they have to step out to try and block shots and stuff like that. So there's a few things that we'll take from this game and try and work on in the break in between now and our next match at Houston.
All right, we'll go to Kasim next. Kasim, go ahead, please, with your question.
Hey, Coach, you talked about set pieces. There were a fair amount of deep throw-ins, some free kicks. What did you think about how you guys kind of conceded in that regard, or do you think you guys did pretty well in limiting those chances that, like you said, Minnesota kind of builds their game around?
Well, we didn't concede a goal. We certainly conceded a fair number of them. But I thought our set piece defending was good. I mean, we weren't a tall team today. I mean, Jackson coming in, certainly for Alex, made us a little bit taller, but, we didn't have a, Yaimar, so it's challenging sometimes, but, I think we did well.
Jeremiah, back to you.
Nikola Petkovic got another start this one. What did you mentioned that pass that he made. Overall, what did you make of his performance?
Excellent. This was an excellent performance for the kid. He's got to build his confidence. He got tackled pretty hard in the second half. I wanted to change the dynamic a little bit. It wasn't because he was playing poorly that I took him off. Just trying to change the way the game was being played. But he showed promise. I mean, again, that ball he lays into Georgie was excellent.
All right, Kasim, back to you.
Yeah, so another massive play by Tino late, getting back, helping out Andrew. Andrew kind of talked about in this streak of shutouts, it's been important for guys to cover for each other. What did you think about how the team is kind of playing for each other in that regard? And then especially highlighting Antino's play.
And Tino, again, he's going to get a lot of credit for that goal line clearance again, but he's doing all the little things right. Overall, the team is very connected. They always fight for each other. I think that's one of the calling cards of this particular group. Even last year, Christian said it was the tightest group that he's been around. So they all work for each other. They all fight for each other. I think that's a tremendous quality to have within the team. If Andrew believes it, and Tino believes it, and Jackson believes it, and Christian believes it, and Alex believes it, Nuhu believes it, then you got a strong team.
All right, Jeremiah, why don't you take us home?
Honestly, I don't think I have anything else.
All right, with that, Coach, safe travels.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks all.
Wow. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks, Coach.
there you have
Jeremiah
it.
fumbling the last question there. He should have asked what Coach's favorite color was or something.
There you have it from KKR, Andrew Thomas, and Brian Schmetzer. Why am I hearing this echo again? Okay, that's why. Sorry. Okay. There you hear it from KKR, Andrew Thomas, and Brian Schmetzer. Notable stuff from the pressers. I thought you could tell from a couple of Kalani's answers that there's some tiltedness going on about how Minnesota United plays them every time. I was laughing when he said they've been doing that exact same thing to us for the last year, and if they were playing for a tie, then they did great.
Yeah, that's key. Like, dude, that's blazing hot. Press conference is just that.
Yeah, that's how I am am kind of thinking of it. Is it's like, if you want to play for the 0-0 at home, I guess go
I mean,
for
like,
it.
yeah, if
Knock
that's
yourself out.
what you want, like, it's absolutely embarrassing. Like, I think that's the thing that Minnesota United fans don't understand is like, your team's actually like really embarrassing. You're playing like it's the second leg of a match that you're up on, and you're
that's
playing
what-
away.
That's what
Like,
I was thinking.
It's not real. So you
You
cannot win
don't
trophies like that.
You don't get penalties at the end of a regular season game.
No,
Like
you
that.
don't get penalties. They were playing for penalties. They were playing for penalties, and they were what they were doing was they were playing for penalties, and then their actual true idea was like, we're gonna get James in for 20 minutes, and guys, you don't understand. It's James Rodriguez, and he's gonna work some brother. He's 75 years old, and
He almost did.
He made a couple of he made a couple of fine plays. They were fine. They were fine. All right. I'm not gonna sit here and say they were good. I gotta turn around. This road is loud as hell. I'm gonna say they're fine, but it's like, dude, what the hell are you? What are you doing?
So
you're not gonna continue to win games like that.
I think.
Congrats on your point.
I think Keith Kost and Maurice Edu had it right. Like they were spooked by what happened when they were trying to play footy in Vancouver. They got 6-0'd. So they got back to the basics. And for them, the basics is Ramsey ball. So
embarrassing
Ramsey again. Ramsey.
You can kill the man.
Yeah.
But you can't kill the idea. Okay.
You can take the club out of Rick Ramsey, but you can't take the Rick Ramsey out of the club.
It's true. And it does. And other than guys, wait, I'm sorry. I gotta show these flowers too. We got some new color unlocked. Look at that.
Those are nice.
Anyway, I wanna talk to you about Georgie, Ari.
Sure.
I think I might make some people unhappy with this. I don't know if I get it. I don't know if I get it. I don't think he played terribly.
I thought he set up the two best chances that Seattle had.
He did, but I don't get it. And you know what? I'm here to have my mind changed always. But I just don't know if I get it, because here's why. This team looks 1 billion times better with Jesus Ferreira on the field because of his distribution. Paul Rothrock slotting into that position, he just doesn't have the distribution that's as good as, as Jesus Ferreira. Frankly, you're playing with 2 10s in a way, and it's just like I don't see it. I don't get it. And I'm here to have my mind changed, though, frankly.
I mean, I didn't think it was like the greatest Georgie game, but I think what you did see with the chances that he did generate when he's getting to that end line and putting service into the box, that can be a dangerous attribute. And I mean, like, would you feel differently if Drake Callender doesn't get a fingertip to that ball and Osaze has a tap in? I mean, because that was probably their best chance of the game, and he was, integral.
I hear it. I still don't know if I love it. Like, I think there's still some rawness. Maybe he just needs to play more. I don't know why. There's just this, I have this feeling, Ari, it's vibes based. It's not actually like based in some reality. I'm waiting for the vibes to hit. You know what I mean? So maybe you're right. Maybe if he would have scored that, like,
yeah, we did just watch a game where they got shut out by Minnesota United again. So I think that it's natural to look at the offense and, want to cast blame and stuff. I felt like there was at least chances in the game. It wasn't one of those.
I see a kid with an Inter Miami kid on right now.
Oh
my God. Literally.
I'm going to take it. Can you still hear me like this?
Yeah, I can hear you great. Great.
I'm hearing echoes in my headphones again for some reason, and I have absolutely no idea why. So I'm going to roll like this.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Pink.
Cook for a second though, because I need to change my.
Yeah, no, I think if someone said go tag, I'm not going to tackle a child, guys. That's not going to happen. But I want to say Jordan Morris looked phenomenal. Jordan Morris looked like he's ready to play that 9 position. I don't know. That's what I got. I literally am I'm grasping at straws to find stuff to talk about for this game, because it's like it's such a, we've been playing on the road for so long. We've been fighting for our lives.
It looked like a team that's played 8 games in the last 11 days at times.
Like I feel like my Inter Miami playing, or not Inter Miami, God, sorry. Minnesota playing like that was just like, that's what I took from this game. That's what I
It
took from
looks
this
like
game.
we've got a crash out red card for the Portland Timbies. You hate to see it for the Portland Timbies. What's going on in that game? I have not been paying attention at all. They are
Not
up
sure.
1-0 on the LA Galaxy. Oh, I might have to
I was
turn that
hoping they
game
would
on.
win
That's
that
a nice
game.
little two bad teams going at it situation. Kamal Miller, 20th minute red card. So the Timbies have to survive the rest of the game against the Galaxy. Down to 10. So that's kind
Well,
of
I mean, listen, I'll let you take calls. I want this is my final take on the whole thing. This game means nothing to me. I will not be thinking about this game in a week and a half. We're in CONCACAF Champions Cup. It wasn't the best performance I've ever seen in my life, but also we didn't concede a goal. Tino Lopez looks good. Jesus Ferreira just continues to cement his importance on this club. And I think that Petkovic earned himself some more minutes today. That's literally all that I took from this game. We got a road point. We're going home. And
Jordan Morris played,
next up,
and Schmetz did say
Jordan
there
Morris
that
play?
Alex Roldan, he doesn't think
It's fine.
he said it was a hip pointer, which means
Yeah.
it's not a muscle pull or like it wasn't like his hammy or anything like that. So that was good.
Yeah. I don't know. This is probably the worst content ever, guys. I took the walk because I thought that was better content than this game. Like, it's just,
we do
it is
this,
what it is.
we do this for every single game, so not all of them are going to be the most exciting games of footy that we've ever seen, and this falls into that category. Bigger fish to fry anyway right now with CCC. So if there wasn't CCC going on, I might even feel differently about it. But I mean,
yeah,
you got Tigres coming up, man. So if you got to grind out a road point against the Ramsey Ballers, do it up. Look at what is that? Oh, okay, man.
I don't
It's
know. I was
looking
just
like a nice
trying
day in the neighborhood. I'm gonna have to go outside after this.
Yeah, you should go outside.
All right, sick.
Wait,
well, we got.
I don't know how to work this thing, dude. I'm out of here. Bye, chat.
So all right, we got our queue working. We have Jordan, Gianni, and James, our star leadoff hitter. Let's get Jordan on stage right now. Jordan, what's up, man? 0-0 against the Ramsey Ballers. Point on the road, but no goals scored. What'd you think? How you feeling?
Man, I almost fell asleep watching that game. It was just so boring watching this team play at home. Like, listen, I understand, like, when you're the underdog and it's the team that's like way better than you, so you got to play defensively.
You just got 6-0'd. You got 6-0'd right as
normally you
got
play like
there.
that on the road, not at home, not with a team that you believe you're better than, because that's at this point, if the MVP was a post last season, and so now they think they're the best team there is. And it was just, man, it's just so boring. I mean, there's not much to it. I mean, our defense on the road did really good. Tino, again, proving his worth 100%. Petkovic looked decent in that, probably what we're probably going to call that like number 8. He wasn't really playing like Christian, so I would call it the 8 position. And Jordan Morris, it's good to see him back. I mean, I would have liked to see the team take more shots outside the box, specifically if you're playing a 5 at the back. Yeah, like look at last year. When we played these guys last year, they played 5 at the back. Game 2 was 1 off of 2 long shots, or a long shot and a counter attack where you just pump the ball over the top. So
one thing they did last year that they didn't do this time was deploy Moose, and Moose wasn't even in the matchday squad today, if I'm not mistaken. I've kind of forgot about that, but like I felt like I know you need to get Jordan back, but Moose was also banging in goals against these guys last year, so maybe it could have been a Moose situation. But I don't know. He wasn't. I don't think he was with the team, so maybe we'll find out some
reasons. I mean, even past that, like, there were so many times where the ball falls to like Roldan at the top of the box or like KKR, and it's even if it's on their weaker foot, they move it to their strong foot, but then just pass it. Like, just pop a shot. If you pop a shot, you never know what's going to happen. a point on the road is great, especially with, we haven't seen home in like 37 years at this point. Even a home game was played away from home. So
you probably were not going to take a W every single edition of the road show, realistically. So it's about minimizing the L's, I think, coming out of it. So in that way, I think the result is fine. It's just unfortunate to get trolled and Ramsey balled once again. And even the dog is mad about it. So I can understand that.
It was genuinely like,
Moose is traveling for North Macedonia. Okay, thank you. I knew there was some reason. I was like, wait a minute, where was Moose? This would have been it.
I saw 5 at the back, and I was just thinking, like, this can't be a thing again, bro. It can't be a thing.
And then the game started, and I felt like I was getting PTSD. I was like, there's no way. There's no way.
It once again proves that, like, the mentality of a small club where you have this rivalry where we're getting fuck Seattle and players getting booed horribly. And tomorrow morning, I'm not going to care about Minnesota until we play them next. Like, that's how it is. To them, there for some reason is a rivalry between Minnesota and Seattle. I couldn't give a shit. Like, at least if you want to make a rivalry, at least make it entertaining. And you don't make it entertaining. So, listen, the nice thing is, came out 2-1 win in CCC, still in that competition. Didn't, yes, drop points, but a point on the road is better than nothing at all.
Yeah,
so
that's
get a couple days off, get some rest,
recharge, recalibrate, lock back in,
and then hopefully, Rodon will probably go on international duty. Nuhu probably, Georgie maybe. Like, hopefully, we get onto the other side of this international window. Everyone's healthy, and we go again. CCC is calling. So.
Amen to that. All right, Jordan. Any last thoughts you wanted to get out there, or is that it for the day?
Minnesota will never be relevant ever.
All right. Thank you for the call, as always, man. Great stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right, we got Gianni, we got James, we got Caleb, and then no one after that. So if you want to lay down some takes, feel free to tap in. But let's get Gianni on the stage right now. There he is. He is looking absolutely thrilled about what we just witnessed at Allianz Field. Gianni, 0-0 draw. The squad got Ramsey balled once again, even though it was the spirit of Rick Ramsey taking over Allianz Field today. He left a legacy, and the Sounders get a point, but 0 goals. What'd you see? What'd you think?
All I know is that football terrorism is alive and well in Minnesota. Like,
they were doing it again. They were doing it again.
Yeah, straight 5 at the back, cede all possession, try and hit on a counter, get a throw in or a set piece, and I mean, I don't know what else to expect at this point. It's like, they've got a new coach. Vancouver hung 6 on him. All right, yeah, maybe this will be an entertaining game. It's like, maybe I should have just taken a nap because that was not.
I think them getting 6-0'd by Vancouver was the worst thing that could have possibly happened to Seattle, because they came into this game terrified of that happening again, because Vancouver 6-0'd them and Seattle just beat Vancouver in CCC. So, they probably looked at it and were like, all right, we gotta hunker down, boys. We got to get in the trenches and make sure that we don't get 6-0'd on our home field. And if it means 0-0ing on our home field, then that's what we're going to do. And they did it.
Yeah, they're like, well, at least we'll get a point out of it.
Playing
for a point is cowards play.
Well, I told myself I was going to rise above it, but I will say for a team that is now 1-2-2 with a -7 goal differential, 11th in the West, you're averaging a cool 1 point per game, and you arguably have not played even that well performance-wise.
Yeah.
What does a 0-0 point at home get you? Nothing. That's actually an actively bad result. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
No, I mean, so just sitting there bunkering, what are you learning about your offense? What are you learning about how your team can break down another team? Like, if you're just going to sit back and bunker in and try and counter, it's like, okay, you just aren't playing with tactics then. You don't have any idea of how to play with the ball, and you're not giving your team the opportunity to do so. And sure, you haven't integrated Hamas into your squad, but don't you want your team actually playing? Or do you just want to sit back and be like, we'll take this tie, and you know what, we'll kick the can on down the road. Maybe use that international break to try and figure out how to actually play soccer.
That team is I wish it didn't trigger me as much as it does, because that's what they want. We give them the reactions that they're going for when these games play out like this, but it's so hard to not look at it and be like, come on, like let's do some battle here. Let's play a game. How about a little game going on? And they just won't do it. They won't give that to Seattle or give that to us. So I guess we just have to accept that that's how it's going to go. Because if they do that at home, they'll do that anywhere. They're not above it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like if they come into Seattle, if they go to LAFC, it's like you can already just like mark that off of games to watch. It's like, oh, Minnesota's playing against a good team. Nah, I don't need to watch that. I already know how it's going to go. And it's unfortunate because I think that Seattle probably could have broken them down, and we would have had maybe some better opportunities if Moose had been there, because this is kind of the game that he thrives in. Like, he will be able to find that half space, and he will be able to get service because we're going to control so much of the ball. And it's just unfortunate what the international window falls when it does, because this would have been his game. And it was nice seeing Jordan out there, and it's great to see him stretch out his legs and get on the end of that ball that I was pretty sure was just going to go out of bounds. But in the end, this is also just not necessarily going to be the game for him, because if he's going to one of the best things he can do is run in behind.
And you're not going to do that.
Not going to be any space to run in behind, because they're going to have their defenders between their penalty spot and their 6.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with that. I'm down to perpetuate the narrative that the outcome would have been different if Moose was there. You're lucky, Minnesota, that Danny Musovski was not in the mix today. Otherwise, that would have been a different story. But anyway, what else did you see, Gianni? You have like Georgie thoughts, Petkovic thoughts?
Georgie's fine. Like, he just doesn't seem like he's grown as much as I think we all would have liked to have seen him over the past off season and coming into the season. He's still pretty raw. He can beat some people, but it's just, he's a bench player.
Yeah, I think
he's good for a change of pace. I don't know that I really want to see Georgie starting, though.
Right. I think as it stands right now, I would agree that super subs probably his best role. I mean, especially on this team with this depth chart. I do think there is value in what he can provide, as far as he won a couple of those 1v1s and he put in some good service. I mean, that one that he put to Osaze was a genuinely good chance. I think that was a genuinely good chance.
I would like to see a little more of that, because you do get the one-off kind of moments from Georgie. The consistency is just not there. And I think honestly, the thing is, if the consistency was there, he might not just be on this team anymore.
Right. Because the physical attributes are so apparent.
Yeah, the physical attributes are there. Thought Pekka looked good. He put in a pretty nice ball. Oh, man. He put in a pretty nice through ball early in the game. I do kind of have some concerns about the way Albert's been playing, though. I don't want to
dish it. We already acknowledged the brigade's been cooking, but
the brigade's been cooking. Holy fuck, does he he's just kind of gone missing in a couple of these games, the past 3 in a row. He's just not linking play like we really need him to be. He'll have a moment or two every game, but it's just not consistent enough. Again, the set pieces, I kind of just don't want to see him on them anymore. I would have rather seen Petkovic take a couple of those, because Petkovic does shape the ball really nicely. And honestly, if we continue to see this level of play from Albert, I'd kind of rather almost see Jesus Ferreira start than Albert at this point.
James is in the queue behind you, and I think you might be stealing his thunder on that one.
Yeah, sorry, James. Don't mean to
I'm
don't mean to steal your thunder, but I mean, I'll set the stage for you instead.
Right. No, I mean, look, if this run of form continues from Albert, maybe I'll get there. For me, I feel like his track record is pretty good. That's just me. Absolutely. That's just me. I know there's the brigade's out in full force right now. That's just me. But it has not been very good the last 2-3 games. I think there is a much larger sample of it being good. So I'm willing to give it time to get back to what I consider the mean. But I don't think there's any denying that he hasn't had his best 2-3 last games, and the attack as a whole really hasn't either. So
no, not really. I mean, like Vancouver game aside, and even in those games, he wasn't necessarily the reason that we were putting those goals in.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that too. Gianni, anything else that you wanted to cook on before we move on in the queue here? Or I mean, 0-0 at Minnesota. We've kind of all been struggling.
Yeah, it's like not a lot of thoughts in my brain.
I'm so locked in on CCC right now. Like I would have been very tilted if they had lost this game. Mm-hmm. So I would say them 0-0ing it. There's mild tilt that always comes with the 0-0, but overall.
I mean, Thomas tried to give the game away. Like, don't get me wrong. I am all for Thomas starting. I've wanted Thomas to start since last year. He went a little brain neutral when he came out for that ball, and Tino had to bail him out.
Yeah, he was saying something. He said in the post game that he either misjudged the trajectory or how far it was going or something. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he basically was saying that he misjudged it, and then. I mean, that did give the opportunity for Tino to make another really good play. Yeah. So
Tino still looks great. I know that he got caught on an early play in the first half, but he recovered really well and took the right position for that ball. Like, you know what? It's like making a mistake as a center back can be super costly, but if he's able to find a way back into the play and recover and make the stop, like. He's a young kid, just like getting his first start. But is it first start? Or second
second. He started he started the San Jose game.
Too. That's right. Yeah. Making a second start. It's like, man, I can't. There's nothing to complain about there. The kid looks great. Yeah, and honestly, like. Minnesota booing Thomas that entire game was just such a small club mentality. It's like, Jesus Christ, they hate us so much and we don't think about them at all.
That they were starting the rain the boos on him like from minute one. And
like he got the ball, and I was like, why are they booing Thomas? I was like, that's right. He saved all those goals. All those penalty stops.
They won that shootout though. Like, why are you still mad?
What are you doing? Like, I don't like. Are you pissed because he made some stops in a penalty shootout?
Yeah.
Grow the fuck up.
I think maybe he during that shootout he was doing his thing and he was kind of bantering with them. So I'm sure like that's what it was. But like I don't know. It's a PK shootout in the playoffs. Like. Are you that mad that there was I mean that's it's fine if you want to do that. He was talking about how much he didn't care. He said they berated his mustache. So I mean whatever.
Well, then they're also just objectively wrong then. So
yeah, I think it's a great stash. What's wrong with the stash? I would like that explained. I would like that explained by the Wonderwall because I don't get it.
I don't know. They need to grow up. Like they're trying to make this a rivalry. It's just not going to be. And they just have to always remember that we put them out of the playoffs a few years back off of like 3 goals in like 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, that was fun. That was at the empty ass stadium, but it was still a good game. But,
they can just eat that forever.
Right. Well, it's like part of me was like I really want to beat these guys because of that. Mm-hmm. But with it ending as a 0-0, I'm like, all right, take that 0-0 home point. Take it. That's fine. Like
that's a
like KK like KKR said, if they were playing for a tie, great job.
Congratulations.
They're at home. That's usually not what you see happen.
Yeah.
But,
it's like you guys are playing at home. This team's on a fucking odyssey trying to get home.
Yeah. Haven't been home in weeks, man. Well,
yeah.
All right, Gianni. Great stuff as always, man. We're gonna get James in here now. He's been waiting for this one, so we're gonna put him on the stage.
Hear what he says.
Hell yeah! But good stuff, man. We'll catch you next time. All right, we got James, we got Disc Golfer, we got Bobby, and then we got Hunch. So let's turn through it. But let's get the man to the stage right now. James, welcome in, man. What's going on? 0-0 at Minnesota United. Just let's get into it. Do you want to do the Rusnak takes right away, or did you have anything else that you wanted to get out there first?
Well, thank you for having me. I'll just say I'm not as negative on Minnesota's play style as you guys are.
Really?
I mean, I think part of that is my first Premier League team was Bolton Wanderers under Sam Allardyce, where it was all long balls all the time. If you're not very rich, if you're not having an identity that you want to play with, I don't think is the worst thing. The other part of this too is if you go out there in the horseshoe of death, pack box is not the worst solution to that.
It's not, but okay. I don't disagree with that, but like doing it at home, it feels a little beyond the pale to me. Like, can't do that at home, can you? I mean, they did, but like, I honestly going on the road and doing that, I don't think I would think that much about it. A lot of teams do that. I expect Seattle to maybe not to that extreme, but like when you're going on the road and you got to sit back and absorb more and play more defensively and all that, that is not that crazy of a concept to me. But to come out with that extreme of tactics again at home, even with the fact that you just came off a 6-0, that's not how I would handle it. But again, I mean, it's not my coaching job that's on the line with it. So, it's easy for me to say.
Yeah. But I mean, is it any worse to watch than 70% passing the ball around the midfield constantly? I don't think it's any worse.
It might not be worse aesthetically, but there's more dignity in actually having the ball and trying to play with it than there is in not doing that, I think.
Yeah, no, that's I understand that. But yeah, I'll go ahead and go into the main event. I disagree with the idea that Rusnak is playing worse than he usually does. This is who he's always been, and he's just gotten luckier in the past. He's never linked up play well. He's never tried very hard. And this season, he's just not getting penalties. He's not getting second assists. RS not setting up a bad wall he can score on. Sean Zawatsky's not in goal. So it's the same as it's always been. And it's just being more exposed now because the luck isn't falling his way. And we've got better options now. We've got a track record that says we play better with Jesus there. Petkovic is at least interesting. At least he's young. Rusnak's about to turn 32. He's certainly not going to get any better. And the results have never really been there with him as the number 10. And I don't know why Schmetzer's being so stubborn about it. I really don't.
I mean, that's no surprise that I see it a little bit differently. I think there's a lot of track record of production that's kind of hard for me to dismiss as he lucked his way into that. And for me, at the end of the day, like discourse aside, the thing that I care most about with the number 10 is if the production is there. And I feel like the production has been there. And I think that we've seen this offense and this attack play really well with him as the focal point. Maybe that's where we diverge because I don't think today is the example of how it's looked on the whole for his time on the team. But we acknowledged already that the last 2-3 games have not looked very good. So we'll see what happens moving forward. Maybe I will get to a place where I'm arguing for Jesus to be the 10, but I don't see it as pressing an issue quite yet. But that's just me. James, I think you might have cut out. I can't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I'm breaking up, and I go watch Project Canary, so I'll take off. Thank you very much for having me, and I hope you have a great week.
Yeah, you too. Thanks, James. All right, we got Disc Golfer, we got Bobby, we got Hunch, we got Kenny, we got Caleb. So we got a jammed queue. Let's get to it. Disc Golfer, welcome in. Oh, I think you're muted.
There we go. My mic was
muted.
There
you go. 0-0 at Minnesota United. The squad has been Ramsey balled once again. It's a point on the road, but no goals. What did you think? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm not too torn up about it. I mean, we know what we're going to get from Minnesota. They bunkered. Sounders couldn't break them down this time. Had a couple chances. Gave up a couple chances. It was, you know what? This is a game that I'm not even going to remember by the end of the season. So.
I plan on never thinking about this again after this stream is over. And I think ultimately, if you're talking about who was 0-0 benefits more in this situation, I think you would have to say Seattle, right? Right? Is that
yeah,
Cope?
100%. Especially, I don't think it's Cope at all. Especially in the context of this big road trip they have.
Exactly.
I mean, any points from this big road trip is just putting them in a better spot for the end of the season. So I'm not too torn up about it. I think there were a lot of positives this game. I think I thought maybe this was Christian Roldan's best game of the season so far.
I agree with that. Especially in the first half, I thought he was looking like vintage Christian. That's a good shot.
Yeah, I thought he was great. I liked seeing him with Pekovic a lot. I think Pekovic likes to push up a little bit higher. And I think that lets Christian Roldan kind of play that role that he really likes, kind of that natural number 6. I think I still like Snyder B more, but I thought, just seeing the two of them together, that is another option that Schmetzer can go to.
Yeah. It was nice to have a skill set that's more just kind of pure attack minded, or like with his long passing and his switches and stuff. Like, I think that did add something to the midfield partnership there. So I'm with you. I definitely, I think Snyder should be starting in CCC and all that, but I think the Petkovic thing has been going well so far. I will say that.
You know what? When they made that signing, I was honestly disappointed. It felt like just snapping up a guy that happened to fall into their laps, or the loan, whatever it is. But I was wrong. My bad, Craig. I'm sorry. It's what I get. But yeah, no, I mean, I'll keep it quick because I want to go fishing here. But just wanted to say I'm not too torn up about it. I thought, Rusnak, he hasn't had the best start to the season, but he did a lot of work holding on to possession today in tight quarters, which is a skill set he's very good at. And yeah, it's just it's just Minnesota away. Their fans are going to be cringe. Their style of play looks rough, and getting out of there with a draw in the middle of this big road trip, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. So
love it.
On to the next one. All right, that's all I got.
On to the next. Thank you, Disc Golf, for good stuff as always. We'll catch you next time. All right, we got Bobby, and then we got Hunch. Bobby, give me the thumbs up if you are ready to come on here. I don't think you can hear me. We're just going to send him to the stage. Bobby, what's up? You're on the stage.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
You can't. Can you hear me? Good. Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you at all.
Oh. Let me remove you from the stage. I'm going to add you real quick, and we'll see if that fixes it. Okay. What about now? Can you hear me now?
Let me try refreshing. This is
all right. We're going to get to Hunch and then get Bobby in here after that while he sorts out his tech. Hunch, you are on the stage now. Looking forward to hearing from you on this 0-0 draw at Minnesota. It's a point on the road, but no goals. What'd you think? How are you feeling? I can't hear Hunch now. All right. We're going to take Hunch off the stage, and we're going to try Bobby again. No. Bobby, can you hear me now?
I can't hear you again, damn it. That's irritating.
Okay, you can't hear me. We're going to take Bobby off the stage again, and we're going to see if we can get the tech figured out with Kenny. Kenny, can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. We're working.
There you
now.
go. Woohoo.
Let's go.
Right. Hunch and Bobby, we'll get you guys in, but just try and sort out the tech, and we'll get you in after this. But Kenny, what's up? 0-0 at Minnesota. What did you think? How you feeling?
Boring. Not the worst 0-0 draw ever, but not how I wanted to spend my Sunday afternoon.
Agreed. Yeah.
I thought the game was there for the taking. I'll echo some other people, not to pile on, but yeah, it was another ghost snack. He had a decent flick, a decent corner, some shitty free kicks, I suppose. I actually do think that Jesus should be in that spot. He just makes us way faster. It's kind of similar to Roldan playing instead of Yeimar at center back. Kalani is faster than Alex, and Alex is faster than Yeimar. And then also the speed of passing from Alex. Yeimar's clearly worked on his passing a lot, and he'll get those entry balls into the final third a little bit more. But just the crispness and the pace on some of the passes from Alex out of the back makes it a lot more fluid in build out. So I really, really appreciate his possession out of the back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the Jesus at the 10 idea. You know, we're a pro Jesus Ferreira show around here. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. I kind of I'm trying to take a lot of what we're seeing performance wise with at least a grain of salt to the extent of like when you're playing this many road games in this congested a period of time, not every performance is going to be virtuoso. So, you know, I know it's like not exciting to say, but until we got more of a sample size, I think it's kind of hard to tell what the issues are right now versus what's just like you're playing an insane amount of games. You haven't been home in like a month at this point. You know, you kind of just got to grind through this and then see where you're at once you get back into CCC. At least that's what I'm telling myself.
And if you tell me 7 points before this, then I take that. These 3 games, you tell me 7 points, I take that.
Yeah,
Probably
exactly.
10 times out of 10.
I'm just going to pretend this was a draw where they scored a goal, and I think I'll feel a little less annoyed about it. Because really, honestly, I wouldn't even really care that much about the 0-0, except for that it's against this freaking team, man.
Yeah, and they're obsessed with us. I never think about you. Minnesota, I never think about you.
You gotta get James to lead you to a trophy before my thoughts get occupied.
Yeah, you got to get into that echelon. Yeah. Andy T's been looking great. I said before, his athleticism is amazing. Got caught out the one time, but of course, Super Tino is back there to save the day as always.
That was pretty lucky. They got lucky to not concede on that.
Yeah, very lucky.
That would have been bad.
That would have soured me on this game a lot because
if they had given up. If they had given up even one goal, it would have soured me a lot because like the times where they got close to scoring when they were on the counters, it's like, bro, that's literally all they have. That's all they have. Just don't give them that. Do not give that. Make them like break you down or do something novel instead of just giving them the tactic that they're going for.
Yeah, I mean, there's some quality in their attack for sure. And I mean, they defended well, but I mean, we could get behind them when they got stretched, and we weren't really playing in behind them when there was space. We were really, and Schmetzer has talked about that before, using possession as a defensive measure. So like they can't score if you don't give the ball up. And then on that note, Pekovic had some really, really nice moments, and he's looked much better than I expected in his couple appearances. But he also had some giveaways in his half, so I think it's gonna take some time for him to acclimate to the rest of the team and the system. And but I think he has the tools to be a starter in this league for sure.
He's definitely he's a dime disher. Like the passes that he hits, I'm like, okay, I can actually see why you at one point got a couple mil spent on you. I see it.
Yeah, he's got the size too. He's kind of like he's just got the size and speed that I like, for all action kind of midfielder, and I feel like he freed up Christian to do a little bit more in this one as well. I mean, they were both taking up good spots at the top of the box and trying to get shots off when they could. I mean, Schmetzer said he wants to see more shots from outside the box, but honestly, unless you're going to volley it or half volley it, there wasn't a whole lot of opportunities because those the midfielders were coming out to cover up those long range opportunities. So really they don't give up a lot, and we don't have the finishing in this one again. But like I said, you give me a draw, I will take it on the road in MLS. But we have to go show up when we get back to Lumen,
Yeah, I think we all agree there. Yeah.
And a lot of fans want to see us challenge for a supporter shield. I think that's going to show people that it's ambitious. It's ambitious of the Sounders.
If you're really going gangbusters for CCC, sometimes that sacrifices your shield push. So we'll see. I mean, they got 10 points, and LAFC's in first in the West right now with 13. Nashville's first in the East with 13. So they're not like crazy out of range of the teams that are near the top of the table right now.
No, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's in striking distance. If we can get healthy and one of our strikers can get hot, then I mean, I could see us potentially challenging for top of the West at the very least. We should be. I don't want to see us hovering in 5th and 4th again this year. That's just not where we belong. And I don't know if we need to have big sweeping changes if we are just going to run it back like that. I mean, it's a similar team, so maybe we'll expect similar results, but I just don't. I mean, especially. So remember Jordan getting played into space into the corner, and he showed his burst. He still has that burst, J-Mo.
Yeah.
And there was another one where he gets. Yeah. He was there. He was there. He looks like himself, ready to come back. But then he got to the end line and tried to cut it back into the box, and there was only 2 men in there, and they both overrun it. And
I
Albert
know
was
that
way
was.
behind,
I forgot about
way
that
behind
one.
the play.
I forgot
Albert,
about that one.
I don't know if the effort's not there. I know James always likes to call him a lazy player. I don't necessarily agree with that, but if you can't get into that, then man, you might be done at this level. If you can't find the fucking pace, if you can't find the horsepower to get into the box on a scoring opportunity like that, when a guy off the IR, he just got off the doctor's table, Jordan Morris is running his ass off, risking both them ACLs again and cutting it back, then Albert, there's no excuse. You have to get your ass into the box. If you're not fast enough to do it, if you simply don't have those wheels anymore, then maybe Seattle Sounders is just not your level anymore, my friend. And then we need someone with some pace like Jesus Ferreira. If Jesus Ferreira was playing the 10 with Jordan Morris right there, I think he runs onto that. And, whoever else can play that other winger and make the run to the far post. It's just, I do think at times Albert's style of play, it can be detrimental to a fast-paced attack. But I like some of his technique and his shooting ability. He can make his own shot. He can find a nice pass. But it might be time for a new chapter at the 10.
It's definitely a storyline.
Yeah, no, I liked him in the past. I really liked him in the past.
Yeah. Well, Kenny, any?
Yeah. Nuhu, man of the match.
I agree with that. Yeah.
He didn't do a lot, but he did just enough, and he was super solid. He was coordinating a lot. Especially in the first half when it was. We got onto them at the beginning of the second half, but in the first, he was really seemed frustrated with some of the ideas going on and positioning, but very vocal, and his leadership is amazing to see. God bless Cameroon. Anyways, I know you got people in the queue. I'll see you later, Ari.
Sounds good. Thanks, Kenny. Appreciate you, man. We'll catch you next time. All right, we're gonna try Bobby again, and then we're gonna hit Caleb after that. Bobby, oh, he's shaking his head. Are you shaking your head? Shake your head if you don't want to come onto the stage. Okay, I'm gonna bring you on.
What the fuck?
Okay, that's the tech is not sorted out yet. We are going to try. Let's get Caleb in here, and then we'll see if Bobby's tech is sorted, and then we got Hunch, and then that's it for now. So if anyone else does want to hop in and lay down some takes, I'll be around for a little bit longer. Probably not all that much longer, to be honest. Probably looking at what are we at? Hour 13. Probably looking at hour 30-ish tops today, guys. It is a beautiful Sunday out there, and the squad did just draw 0-0 against the Ramsey Ballers. So I'm not necessarily hankering for a 2-hour sesh right now. Are you guys? I don't really think so. But let's get Caleb in here. He's at his drum set. Caleb, welcome in, man. What's up? 0-0 away at Minnesota United. What'd you see? What'd you think? All right, now I can't hear Caleb. Caleb, can you hear me?
What up, Ari? First off, I'd like to give a shout out.
Oh, now I can't hear you again. Caleb, you cut out. I can't hear you. All right, we're gonna get Caleb off the stage, and we're gonna try Hunch, and then bring Caleb back on here. Hunch.
Yeah, I got it figured out. Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, Hunch is there, so we're gonna let Hunch cook for a bit, and then Caleb, I'll get you in right after. Hunch, what did you think? 0-0 away at Minnesota, a road point, no goals. How are you feeling?
I mean, I feel all right. Like we could have gotten maybe a victory out of that, but I think on both sides, both teams were unlucky to miss the chances they missed. Like we could have been down 2-3-0 if their striker puts away some of the ones they had, but just the same, narrowly missing out on a few chances that we had.
Yeah.
So
I really felt like the main good chance that they had was the one that Yeboah made Andrew Thomas that was a really good save. And then Jackson Reagan again came through with a block on the rebound. And then other than that, I thought they were pretty much, Loons didn't really do that much in the first half. And then Hamas came on and generated a couple good looks for them though. You're right. They did have their chances in this game. It was not, as much as we make fun of the Ramsey ball, which I'm going to continue to do. It's not like they don't have looks or didn't have looks in this game. They did have a couple.
Yeah. And they just sat back, which I find unbelievable. But I mean, if you're going to do that.
Yeah. Why do you think they do that?
Lack of creativity, lack of options, lack of chemistry. I don't know. Yeah. All I know is I would not want to be a season ticket holder for that. That comes to roost at some point.
That's the, yeah, exactly. And it's also just you really typically don't see teams do that at home. You just don't regardless of what you think of the validity of it or lack thereof. It's just usually the conventional wisdom is when you're the home team, you come out and try and get on top of the other team and get on the front foot. And there was just absolutely none of that.
And unless you're just banged up and you don't have the matchups and you don't have the speed over the top, which they clearly do, it's lack of creativity. Like, how can you not facilitate some possession that becomes dangerous, other than when it's literally a breakout? I get being aware of it, but to only play that makes you singular dimension. And the thing is, the only reason we're talking about it is because it works. If it didn't work for him, this would be not even a topic of conversation.
Okay, it did work last year, and it does work. But in this case, did it really work? Because you didn't give up a goal. If the entire point of the sport was to not give up a goal, you might have won. But you need to score goals to win, and a 0-0 at home is a bad result. That's not good. That's not good.
No, I agree with you. What I'm saying is if we had come out victorious in 2 or 3 of these and hadn't had draws, we wouldn't even be talking about this now, because we wouldn't be talking about the fact that they did it. It would just say, yeah, they're just not a good team. Yeah, but true. We haven't figured out how to break that down. And the thing is, as soon as you do get up on them, they can't do it. As we saw in the 3rd game last year, they had to come out. Yeah. After they needed to chase the game, being down or whatever. So I'm not justifying it. Do it because it works. I'm saying it has been successful. Therefore, we're talking about it. Therefore, it's going to continue to happen until we figure that out.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately. And it's, I don't know when the next time Seattle plays these guys is, but they are going to do it again unless something drastically changes. Maybe Hamas brings them into a new era. They start playing electric attacking footy, but I have my doubts.
Yeah, Jimmy Rodriguez. Is that his last name?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he looks lethal. I'll say that.
He looked pretty good. They've played Timo Werner and James Rodriguez in their last 2 games, and I thought both of them looked pretty good. James, I think there was even more questions about his motivation and buy-in, and he looked decently bought into me. So
yeah, once he starts for them, it's going to change their whole attack.
I hope so.
I thought Snyder looked good. People talked about Andrew, and when he even said it was a mistake. The mistake, it could have been a bigger mistake, because if he did come out, which it's arguable, because if they had gotten the ball at their foot and he stayed back, he could have been really lined up in terms of them lining him up for a better shot. The mistake would have truly been to be halfway and to not commit, but he fully committed, which forced them to make a bad dink over the top. So he owned it, but it could have been much worse, because if he just stayed in the no man's land, halfway. So I still think he played that correctly. The best of a bad situation.
And you got Tino out there, so that's you can make mistakes like that, and Tino's just going to bust it back and clear it out, so it's fine. No harm.
And then people have been dogging on Georgie already. half of Georgie's game is receiving the ball. No one on that side, especially who was behind him, would deliver the ball to him through. All the passes to him were, 1-to-1, no defender in between, where he now has to turn and take on 1, 2, or 3 defenders. No one was playing him in. No one played him over the top. No one played him through.
I wish they had played him over the top more, especially. Yeah. It's like when you got a team that's doing this, that's one way to try and combat it. Gianni and I were talking about how Jordan Morris's skill set is maybe not the greatest for this matchup because of how far they sit deep. But I think there are going to be a couple opportunities in a given game of a team that's Ramsey balling where you can hit it over the top. So I wish they had done that a little bit more with Georgie and maybe more with Jordan when Jordan was in the game, but Jordan also wasn't in the game for that long and there maybe weren't as many of those opportunities there. So I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways of how you can defeat the Ramsey ball the next time. Cause in all seriousness, they, like you were saying, they have not figured it out yet. They haven't.
Well, it makes Georgie one-dimensional if he's always receiving the ball and having to attack players head on. Because he's going to line him up and then knock it on, which is why they were having 2 and 3 defenders come to his side. Which then begs the question: if there's 3 people over there guarding Georgie, who's open, and why are we not taking advantage of that? But that's different conversation for a different day.
I guess did they not figure it out last year in the playoffs? The last couple games they were scoring goals and Moose was going off, so it didn't seem like the Ramsey ball was affecting him too much in those scenarios. Is it as simple as you just got to get Moose back? I don't know.
Well, so we had no one crash in the box from the center of the top of the box. We had so many bleeders right through, and then we started delivering the ball to the opposite side of the box, and it was great. Rothrock was given the ball when he was on left or right wing. He gave some great crosses to the other side of the box, which would be great for Rothrock on the other side, but he can't receive his own crosses.
No,
so
he can't.
Was doing the work of him on the opposite side once he was out there. So he had a rough go. We didn't have great pairings. We didn't have anybody paired great, which I would have loved Petrovic to tuck in more behind Georgie, because he, even from deep center, he gave Georgie a few through balls. If he had been on the left wing, behind him a little bit, or left midfield, I would have loved to seen how that combo could have worked, because I think they could have 1-2'd some stuff. Nuhu, I was on his case early, and even the commentators in the first half were calling some of his passes hospital balls, because he had 2 or 3 bad giveaways, and I was like, what is going on? And then once Minnesota started going for it, and we had to play more defense, Nuhu kept being in the right spaces at the right time, getting a lot of key blocks. So he kind of came out of that a little bit, but I don't know. At times it felt like he's playing ultimate frisbee, because he would just retrieve the ball, and it's like in his own mind he can't run with it. He becomes a statue and just stops. He's like, who can I pass it to? I was like, dude, move the ball forward a little bit. Make somebody commit to you. Just don't stop and throw your hands out there. You got to make some connections, and that kind of killed Georgie a little bit too. But that's neither here nor there. He balanced it out, like I said. You guys talked about CCC.
Yeah.
So I made a bargain with myself back when we won it that year, and it was going into the last couple games. And I remember telling myself out loud, I was like, if we win this, I will sacrifice even making the playoffs this year. In my own mind, I was like, I will accept this trade-off.
I think we all said that at the time. And then the reality of that happening set in, and we were like, this is actually kind of sucks. But I still maintain that I would make that trade. I mean, I think you'd have to be insane to not make that trade.
Here's why it felt bad during that year, is because they were right on the cusp of still making it. And even in their own minds, if they were, kind of half making it themselves, they really should have taken the time to just play some more of the backups, get some, more time for people that, resting some of the next people. And long story short here, I think maybe they should consider that this year. And here's my thinking: not to necessarily just give up on the MLS Cup or playoffs, but really focus in on CCC. Take what comes your way as far as MLS playoffs, but don't be overly concerned, because we have the short season. So if you guys get a bit of a rest in this season, win the MLS Cup in the short season next year.
But do you think the short season cup is going to be one where people say that it doesn't count?
Are they putting a star on the shirt? What are they going to say in 5 years?
I agree. I agree with that, but it is what I think is going to happen with the short season is that the Timbers are going to win it, and then they're going to hang the sprint season banner next to the MLS's back banner. That's going to be heat. But Hunch,
I would take that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is, I think you have a deep enough team, at least as it stands right now, to go as hard for CC as you can, and then still be in the mix in league play. We'll see how they end up balancing it, but my hope is that they're going to be able to not have to like make that an either or proposition. But what I will say is that the way the CCC bracket is shaping up with a lot of these teams that were considered front runners getting knocked out, there's still a very tough group of teams left. Don't get me wrong. But you've had, like Inter Miami crashed out. You had a couple of other teams already that were expected to go deep, not go deep. So it feels like if there is a chance to make a good run, getting by Vancouver was a great way to start. That's one of the other best teams that you would have had to play. So it's kind of set up there to the makings of a run are there. You just have to go get it.
Right.
And you're obviously, you are going to have to play LAFC, Toluca, Nashville, Club America, whatever. It's going to be hard competition. And this Tigres series is going to be insanely hard. But if you can get by Tigres here, you're going to start feeling like it's within actual grasp. So
well, yeah, if you get by Tigres,
that's the first step to winning it. Yeah.
If you get by Tigres, you've only got one more match to the final, or one more.
Right. Yeah. One more series.
Pairing until the final.
Yeah.
Is the final? I don't even know. Is the final for CCC before or after the World Cup?
It's before. Right before.
So this is what I'm saying. You go all gas, no brakes on that. You get the rest from the World Cup, relatively speaking, which is about a month and a half or so.
Yeah.
And then you reassess for like, where are you for making a serious run for the playoffs? And if not, then like I said, maybe you play a more variety in terms of like giving people a little bit of rest, and then really, be set up on the short rest to go for the short season on the MLS Cup for next year. Here's another thing I'll say. That has stood out to me, and no one else really has talked about this. In 5 matches, we have 4 first half injury substitutions. And we talk about this, the Sounders aren't like injury prone. None of our opponents have done this. Not a single one.
The injury situation, is decidedly not ideal, particularly at the center back position. Seeing another CB go down today was just like, dude.
But
come on.
We're almost at 100% for first half sub based on injury for every single match. And that's just MLS, not CONCACAF.
Yeah.
So that seems like more than just an anomaly. That seems like a pattern.
I wish that was a pattern that I could explain. I feel a lot better about the state of affairs if they weren't constantly down 6 center backs and 4 other guys and then 2 other guys beyond that. It's unfortunate, but I think considering that they're in, if you read me the injury list before the start of the season and then told me what their record was and where they were at in CCC, I'd be like, I don't think I believe that, because that's too many guys that have gone down. But they've managed to weather it well so far, but it would be nice to at some point get that like back just to like a league average injury luck situation, like just be a normal team with that. That would be nice.
And knock on wood, I mean, at least none of them have been hamstrings.
Knock on a lot of wood, but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, but still, and we're lucky to have the depth that we do. I'll say that. If it wasn't for that, we could be in real trouble.
Oh, I wish Pete had got in today. That's my only complaint. Pete could have changed the game.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of which, I think this game was designed for Moose. It's unfortunate we were missing.
We were talking about that, but yeah, because that's what flipped it in the playoffs last year. There's literally a direct line between like them playing without Moose and then playing with Moose. Without Moose, they couldn't score on that team for anything. With Moose, they scored like 7 goals in 2 games.
Yeah.
They also gave up a lot of goals and got knocked out in PKs, but we don't need to get into that.
Which is actually kind of begging the question here, and it needs to be talked about a little bit, is Osaze has just not had a form. Again, the beginning of this game, we talked about it last game. He is absorbing the impacts. He's not delivering them, at least for the first half of this game. He was just getting bodied off stuff. He was, expecting collision as opposed to delivering collision. It just did not. He doesn't seem like he's comfortable in his own body in this, and he didn't have that problem last year or in preseason, so I don't know what's up.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's not comfortable or what.
It's in preseason he looked like a demigod, and he has not like reached those heights so far to start the season. And they've been giving him a long leash. They've been giving him a lot of run, which I've been supportive of, but he still hasn't scored. I was encouraged today that he got very incredibly close to scoring. Like that Georgie chance, that one that Georgie lined him up for was a great look by Georgie. I loved everything about the sequence on that play and the pattern of play and all that. That's what you want to see Georgie doing. And then Osaze made the right run. He was in the right spot. That ball is going to be right there for it to happen, and the goalkeeper just manages to get his hand to it. But that was a good chance, and I was at least happy that he was, because I feel like until then you hadn't really seen him even in those spots that much. So I guess it was good to see him at least in the spot.
Well,
but,
even seeing him react in the way that Christian does when Christian's about to be tackled by, larger bodies, and he just either shirks it off or bodies it out with his frame. It's like if Osaze does that, like he won't be fouling somebody, and he'll be in possession and probably take somebody out along the way. So I don't know what it is, and that leads me to the other thing is that I was not impressed with this ref. There were so many things that, like, we got called for a yellow, like when KKR got nutmegged and he obstructed, and then it happens again in the second half. Not even a foul.
That play where there was 2 yellows on the same play to Seattle, that was kind of sick.
Well, so that's the other thing. That first yellow that was given to Lopez, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Lopez.
He was there first.
Lopez
and
Petrovic.
Yeah. Lopez was there first. He got the ball. The other player came into him, and he didn't like raise his studs or anything like that.
I thought so too, but I didn't see a replay. But that's what I thought when I saw it live.
No, I saw the replay, and again, he plays the ball before the other player is even there. So I'm not sure how it's a foul if he plays the ball if the other player comes over the top and then so get taken out. Like, he didn't go into the player. It wasn't from behind. It wasn't studs up. The ref had the bad view for it because like his back, he was facing the back of the 2 players. But then also the drop ball that was ours, like when the guy was down because he, like, why stop play? And then 2, the drop ball went to them and not us. Like, just a lot of things that were not impressive about how that match was called, but it could have been bad too. We got lucky. No PKs.
Yeah. They were playing for PKs in a game where there's no PKs, so that was fun. But
yeah, and then that's the thing. Was it Ferreira for them? Was that his last name? No.
Pereira.
I hate. I don't like players that, because every time he fouled somebody, I didn't foul anybody, and every time he's even close to someone coming to him, he's like, I'm fouled. It's yellow card. So he only receives fouls and he never delivers them, and yet he was chopping at people and everything else. It just drives me crazy when somebody's, I don't know. So
he's like the prototype Minnesota United player, just kind of not that good, but absolutely disgusting on set pieces and also like the dark arts. Yeah,
he's definitely good, but I just hate the I never foul anybody notion, and it's arguing with the ref and then begging for yellows whenever they get even grazed, and it's like, please.
Yeah. All right, Hunch, you got any
No, that's it. Who we got next?
We got Bobby up next. We're gonna see if his tech works. He's saying he switched to his phone, so I think it's gonna work. Right. But Hunch, good stuff as always, man. And we'll catch you next time.
Thank you, guys.
All right, we're gonna get Bobby on the stage right now. Switch to the phone. This tech is gonna work this time. I can feel it.
Why isn't it working?
Bobby.
Okay, say something.
I'm talking. Can you hear me?
Oh, this is killing me.
Oh, well, honestly.
Unmute. Try to do that.
Check. 1, 2. Check the tech. Check the tech.
Headphones. I try. You didn't mute me, did you?
No, but I'll mute and unmute you. Okay, what about now?
This is killing me. Anyways, I'll just speak for a few seconds and we'll just go ahead and leave it at that. I think that people are they're acknowledging the injury issue to our CBs, and they're also separately acknowledging the scheduled congestion from participating in CCC. But the fact that these 2 things are happening simultaneously is absolutely crazy to me. It's basically, realistically, this week alone, we were forced to, 1, make an emergency call up, or however you want to phrase it, for Tino Lopez for last week's game against San Jose. And we were literally a miraculous save off the goal line away from getting no points out of that game, right? Or if you want to say 1 or 0, probably 1 point, I guess, right? So we were a miraculous save for that game, and then something relatively similar on this game. So it's essentially a 3-point swing for this week, all because we were forced to do an emergency call up for a Tacoma Defiance player, which we have since given the first team contract to. And then again, we have Alex Roldan go down again today. I'm just thankful that we actually have a week next week off thanks to the international break. And then we've got Houston the following weekend, Houston, one of their starting defenders actually got a red card in their game yesterday. So that's a nice bonus for us since he won't be able to play against us. And then that's our last road game. And for this stretch of the season, if you ignore the opener at home, if you ignore the opener, we've got 7 points in 4 games right now without even taking into consideration the Houston match. That's still 1.75 points per game, which currently, last year that would have been good for 4th in the West, but that's still that's no home games effectively. So realistically, if we can even match anything close to this while getting healthier, while playing more games at home, we should easily be 2nd or 3rd in the West. I think that I would take 2nd or 3rd. 4th and 5th is where you start losing me a little bit. And of course, last week it was much to our detriment not getting, the extra home game and everything versus playing 2 games in Minnesota in the playoffs. But the fact that we are dealing with this many cornerback football, center back injuries, you have to really start consider, why is Kim Keehee on this roster at all if he just can never stay healthy? So that's honestly one of my big questions at this point. I get that he effectively costs nothing as a senior roster member working on that minimum and everything, but they talk about the best ability is availability. So I guess that's something to think about in terms of if the group chat wants to talk about it or something like that, or if you want to address that once I step off. But what is Kim Keehee doing on this roster at this point? And would that roster spot be better served going to another healthy center back? So I'll let you go at this point. Go ahead and also go see Project Hail Mary in theaters because it was super awesome, and Ryan Gosling was good in that. So, all right, have a good night.
Hell yeah. Thanks, Bobby. Good stuff. Take care. And next time we get Bobby on, hopefully we'll have the tech sorted. But that was nice. That we just had him cook for a couple minutes there, and I didn't have to cook, so that was a nice little respite. All right, we got 2 more people in the queue to close it out here. I see Caleb in there. He was having tech issues earlier, so we're going to get him in there, and then we'll do Tribe to close it out. But we're gonna bring Caleb on right now. Caleb, I don't see your video, but I'm going to bring you on, and we're going to see if this tech works. Caleb, can you hear me? Check 1 2. Audio.
Yes,
tech.
I can.
Audio tech. Okay,
I hear you. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Yeah.
I can hear you, but can you hear me?
I hear you. Yes.
Okay. Well, I have to say 2 things first. One, shout out to Hunch for the shout out on Wednesday. I have to say that. Thank you. That was for his compliment for me. That really kind of really hit me hard. And then there was and then 2, this is we have to acknowledge that it is Women's History Month. So we have to give the credit to all the ladies that make this club of not just in the Pacific, not just the Seattle Sounders, but the Pacific Northwest. We support and celebrate our women everywhere. So for Women's History Month, so I will open up that statement with that. Respectfully. And now I have a question for you, Ari.
Yeah.
Are you ready to receive it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The coincidence that, we have this Champions League run coming up and that we are all in for it. You and many others. I'm in for it. I'm buying into the stock. But it's no coincidence that we have to sacrifice a match, and not just any match with not just any opponent, but it just so happens that the RSL game April 12th has been rescheduled to September. I mean, like now, I mean, as Noah would first feel, there's something awry. So, but other than that, the game was trash. Albert has really stunk up. I'm just gonna be like that meme. There is no passion, there is no vision, there is no aggression, there is no mindset in this football club. Brian needs to get smacked up the head a couple times. But the hell is that with that type of performance? When you're playing all the Minnesotas, when they're just all just blowing horns and not just playing stupid harambo, and we only come out there with a point, what the hell is that kind of performance?
That was yeah.
I mean, it really is on Brian and especially this is on Craig, because yes, we've gotten great results in this start of the season, but I'm still holding on to the fact that the standard that we have, that we went 13 games unbeaten in the beginning of the season. Like for this club's record. So I mean, I'm still holding on to that, being like, I don't want to. I mean, that's still like that. There's no excuse. I'm sorry, but that was a good thing. But we have to we have to win this now. Like with that, yeah, you're focused on Champions League. We have to get this Champions League now. Focus lethargic on everybody. Lethargic on everybody. Again, the credit is we are away from home. We haven't been at Lumen, so I'm being an Ari, so I'm giving like that benefit of the doubt. But the resiliency, it's really not showing in certain places, and we're being selective asses about it, which I think we need to stop doing that. So I give you back the floor.
So you thought like it was more of like a resilience issue for why they didn't score today, more than the fixture congestion? Is that what you're saying? Caleb, hello. I'm having trouble hearing you. So
I'd say it's
okay. Now I got you.
Both. Wait. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there's like a little bit of a delay. So I'm gonna let it sit, and then you can.
Wait, you kind of faded in and out too. Oh man.
All right, yeah, I can't hear you, Caleb, but I think I heard most.
I can't. Yeah.
All right. We're going. I'm going to take Caleb off the stage. Good stuff, though, Caleb. I did hear most of that, but then you started dodging in and out at the end there, and I don't know if you guys could hear the end of it, chat, but I kind of could. But I heard most of what he was saying, and just cut out at the end. But anyway, I'm gonna get Tribe in here, and we're gonna call it a day. I went longer than I intended to for Sunday afternoon, so this is gonna be the last call. No one else tap in. Let's get Tribe in here. Tribe, what's up, man? Thanks for tapping in and bringing us home. Last caller of the day. 0-0 draw at Minnesota United. How you feeling? What'd you think?
I didn't see the game, but I watched closely because I had my own game. I almost died in that game, so it was fun. But
did you win?
No, it was a draw, but I did get kicked in the head while collecting a ball, which was pretty painful, and I was passed out for 30 seconds. That's fine. But it's part of the job. Stephen Fry had it happen to him, if you remember last season, so it is what it is. But I just saw the possession on Google, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Dude, they were bringing it back. They were bringing it back.
Was it the
actually
same old Eric Ramsey shit?
Yeah, well, in the first half, it very heavily was, especially at the start of the game. And the first like 20, 30 minutes, I was just sitting there like, there's no way this is happening. There's no way. And then it was. I will say, to be fair, in the second half, it was a little less Ramsey-ish. There was some footy going on. After James came on, there was a little bit of footy going on. They did he generated a couple of really good chances that put Seattle under it. So, but like on even the peak Ramsey, they still were able to troll their way into chances and goals. So I was getting very, very heavy flashbacks. I was.
I mean, from what I kind of gathered, we have another injury now.
Alex Roldan came off about 20 minutes into the game.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he was pointing at his hip or his thigh, it looked like to me. But Schmetzer did say after the game that it was a hip pointer, which I think, as I understand it, is more like a stinger type situation. Yeah. It's not like a muscle pull. So if that is the case, then theoretically it shouldn't be something that makes him miss time. But he's got to get back to Seattle and get tested and all that.
So my whole thing about calling in, I didn't see the game, but I saw the result, and I want to focus on the fact that I don't think any of us would have thought that we would have only lost one game in our first 5 matches. I think we would have all taken that, really, because how the Sounders usually start the season is quite horrible. It feels like the end of the season, the first 10 matches, doesn't it? Like 2023 was horrible, 2024 pretty bad as well. It usually feels like the Sounders have lost what the Sounders are known to do, and that's be dangerous on the attack and defend well. But this season, I feel like we are a strong contender for MLS Cup. But with the World Cup coming, we're going to have a month and a half break, right? Something like that, I think. Yep. Champions Cup final is going to be before the World Cup, I believe, right? Isn't that... Fucking push for that. It's the perfect opportunity. We got past Vancouver, use that momentum, and we're going to make a cup run again. And Brian Schmetzer is going to be a coach with 2 Champions Cups, which is going to be absolutely insane. For the MLS season, I say we push hard after the World Cup. I think, when is Leagues Cup actually?
August, I think. It's like way later.
Yeah, then I think we're good to go, right? Champions Cup now, Leagues Cup, whatever, MLS Cup run. Does that sound like a plan somewhat?
It sounds like a plan, and it's all out there in front of them. To what you were saying about if you looked at it before the season and told us that there would only be 1 L on the ledger with this through this many games, I think I agree with that, even if like in regards to the storylines you were talking about how this team tends to start slow and they usually have to make up a deficit furiously in the second half of the season. That hasn't been as true in the last few years, but that definitely was true for a long time. And I think going into every league season, I'm always kind of prepared for it to take a while to ramp up. But honestly, I think even more so when you throw CCC on top of it. Like if someone had said that's going to be the league record and you're going to be in the CCC quarters after 5-1ing Vancouver on aggregate, and Vancouver is going to be top of the league. They were 4-0-0 at the time with a +13 best goal differential in MLS history through 4 games. I think it's fair to be disappointed by the fact that they didn't get a goal today, but also recognize that where they're standing on the league table and in CCC, they're in good spots there.
About the resilience point, I don't know who made that, but come on, to the San Jose game, is that not resilience? That's like the definition of grit and resilience. I mean, you have these young kids coming in that have no experience in top flight professional football. They come in, and they're like some of the best players on the field. Look at what Kingston did against Vancouver. Look at what Lopez did against San Jose.
Lopez had when you go back and watch the highlights, Lopez had another one.
Really?
Yeah, so there was a play where Andrew Thomas came off his line when he arguably should not have, and the Minnesota striker chipped it over him, and it was exactly like the Preston Judd one, like going towards the goal, and Tino tracked back and got it out of there for a corner. It wasn't as crazy or heroic as the San Jose one, but it was still like a yes, Tino, good job, like way to stay with it. So he was the Tito stock went up, I think, for that.
I am extraordinarily excited about those two, and what is happening with Tacoma Defiance. Just bring up everyone. It doesn't matter who needs to have any transfers when we got Tacoma Defiance. Look at what's happening. But I want to know, how did Georgie Manungu did? How did he do? How did my boy do?
So that was a polarizing topic. Noah was down. Yeah. Noah was down on him coming out of the game. And I wasn't as down on him coming out of the game. He generated the best two chances that Seattle had in the first half. He had a cutback pass, famous cutback pass to Christian Roldan at the top of the box. And
so good at those.
Yeah, Christian had a shot from the top of the box that deflected, but it went off the post. That was almost a goal. And then honestly, the even better one was I think he won his 1v1 and was getting towards that end line, that primary assist zone, and he sent across the box, and Osaze was crashing the far post. And if it had made it through, it would have been the easiest tap-in of all time. And the Minnesota goalkeeper like laid out and just barely got his hand on it before Osaze could jump on it.
Who is our keeper now?
Drake Callender. So I mean, not a best 11 candidate in there, but he did. I mean, he literally fingertipped the ball from Georgie away from Osaze. Otherwise, it would have been an easy goal. So I mean, there was plays where Georgie wasn't able to kind of do his bit effectively, but he did do it a couple times, and they really almost got 2 goals out of it. But the Osaze one stands out. I thought that was probably Seattle's best chance of the game. There's on other days that's probably a goal. And then also in the second half, he did wiggle free for a little shot in the box that Callender saved pretty easily. But I still liked that he was shooting from inside the box with a little pace on it. So I thought he was okay. He didn't like light it up, but I don't think he was as bad as some people were saying either.
I mean, one more thing I want to talk about is just the tactics that Brian Schmetzer lays out game by game. Everyone is saying that, like, Bruce Arena is the best coach. Bruce Arena is the best coach. I'm looking at a game that usually during the Eric Ramsey time in this weird fucking Mikel Arteta, not even Arsene Wenger, like, drop back and defend, always got us. Brian Schmetzer adapts, and I saw it on the stat sheet, and I'm like, whoa, we haven't conceded a goal from a counterattack or anything. I am very, very impressed with him. But with that,
there was a point, Tribe, where it was. Remember how Ramsey hovered in that 70-30 possession range? There was a point in the first half where it was literally 80-20. They were doing it again, like blatantly, and they stopped doing it as much in the second half. But in the first half, I was just like, guys, you're killing me. You're killing me with this. But honestly, Seattle couldn't crack the code. They couldn't crack the code. So whatever. They're playing.
It always works. It always works.
KKR was even saying after the game, he said something like, if they were playing for a tie, they did a great job, which I thought pretty much sized it up. Like,
I mean, yeah, but with that being said, I do have to go ice my neck and
yeah, mend up, Tribe. It sounds like you took you got your bell rung, so
I was fine.
Concussion protocol for Tribe.
Absolutely.
But, well, thanks for calling in as always, man. Appreciate you.
Great stream. I love this. Thank you, Ari.
Appreciate you, Tribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers.
Take care. All right, I'm also going to get out of here on that, guys. So hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. Go outside, enjoy the sunshine. That's what I'm about to go do. Maybe run some errands, and not a cloud in the sky, it looks like, as I look out my window. So I'm looking forward to that. Enjoy that Seattle sunshine. Nico and I will be at it 8 a.m. tomorrow for kickoff. As far as I know, I haven't texted him yet, but that's what we always do. So I'll see you all tomorrow morning. We'll be talking about this game. We'll be talking about CCC and all that good stuff. But for now, like the video. If you haven't yet, like the video. I forgot to tell you guys to like the video. So everyone, like the video, sub to the channel, like, comment, subscribe, rate 5 stars, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Love y'all.